Been forgotten, I Joe. I've been married long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Get out, been forgotten, I Joe. I've been married long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Boys here doing a video, and today I'm going to show you how to take apart a carburetor on a opposed a Briggs and Stratton 16 horsepower opposed twin cylinder engine. This is one of the older versions, so I'll show you that. Also compare with some of these other carburetors here in just a minute. But I'll go ahead and take this one apart first. So you gotta loosen these up. So again, get to the air filter. You gotta get these wing nuts off of here. Makes it faster to do it this way. So now you can pull this off the top. And air filter, which the air filter's not in too bad shape. It's a little dirty. The sleeve's dirty, but the air filter's actually clean on the inside, so that's good. You have this metal thing here. This actually keeps trash from going down in the intake right there. You got 3 metal screws right here. Put this back a little bit so you can see. You got 3 screws you gotta take apart. So always loosen these up and there you go, so it'll be easier. This one's like the tightest of the 3. That'll come out of there, yeah. Okay, so we got one out. Okay, the second one, this one should be easier because these ones ain't as tight as those. The more you do this, the better you get at taking the things apart. Come out of there too. Okay, so you gotta disconnect this. Yeah, you gotta disconnect this breather hose right here. So all you gotta do is just push that out. Without scraping your thumb up, so. Now you get to the carburetor. Yeah, make sure no grease or nothing goes down in here, because if you do that, that can clog up your jets and everything and cause the carburetor to surge. And if you notice there's one screw broke off right there. That's because I took this apart a couple of years ago and I accidentally broke a bolt off in there, so it's not gonna work. For this. Be the best. There we go. Better angle. I need to show you everything. So this bolt over here is broke, so. But fortunately, I was able to get the top off this without having to drill that out. I have a Tecumseh engine that's on a switch, so I'm gonna hopefully I don't have to drill the bolt out of that because I broke a bolt off the head, so. There's supposed to be a linkage that goes here, but I don't know where it's at. I think it fell off somewhere. It's pretty loose. loose. Some of these I couldn't get all the way. I didn't put all the way down back in there because I gotta clean the holes out because they're full of grease. Yeah, make sure this gasket right here don't get tore either. If you do that, you got to replace it. Yeah, make sure you don't lose any of those washers on the screws either. Okay, now you can pull off the top of the carburetor. And see, that is your float. This is actually a brass float. And you can see down in there, that's your jet. There is a little bit of white corrosion down in there, as you see on the end of my finger. But and that does actually in pretty good shape. You can see there's your float needle. I'll do some comparisons. Like, here's a Nicky 6 carburetor. Take this anti-backfire solenoid out of here. These bolts, I didn't lose them. So this is like a carburetor you would see like on a new engine, and there's like your float and everything. As you see, this is a lot better than this. And on a Walbro carburetor, all this is aluminum too. On this Nicky 6, it's plastic. So I tried to rebuild this carburetor like 7 times, and the last time I took it apart, it was just a block of aluminum, and it still wouldn't run right. It would surge horribly. So I ended up putting a Walbro on there, and it worked a lot better. Like, there's also a gasket there too. You need to make sure you don't tear. There's already a chunk missing right there, but it still seals, so I didn't really worry about that. There's another hole in there too. You need to make sure you don't get trash and stuff stuck in. But with this thing right here, this is an anti-backfire solenoid. You make sure you don't lose that washer right there. But it's about to fall off. You make sure you don't lose this washer. But it's supposed to click up and prevent backfires. Whereas this one's eat up, it don't work. So, and also I got an old carburetor here. This came off the push mower. This is where you would push to prime it, which the bulb's missing. But this is your air filter and stuff right here, which is pretty clean, so I didn't have to replace it. But the problem with this Nicky 6 carburetor was the reason it was surging so bad is if you look, that governor will not close all the way, and that lets it suck air when it ain't supposed to. But with this here Craftsman carburetor, you can see it shuts all the way, which the inside looks pretty bad, if you can see. But your float bowl, compared to your, wrong thing, my bad. Float bowl on the Nicky carburetor, which is pretty dirty, and this is the float bowl on that, so that's all 3 float bowls. And there's the inside of that carburetor, which is not usable. As you can see, it is eat up. There's part of the jet. There's a huge chunk taken out of the hole for the jet. And the floats broke off. The needle's in there, but I can't get it out because the pin's stuck. So, yeah, this is not usable. I have another carburetor like this somewhere that's a lot better shape. It's just I had time to fix it. Old push mower. Older stuff's made a lot better than newer stuff. I will say that. But like on this here Nicky 6 carburetor, there's a pin right there you can push out. You can take out and you get to your jet and stuff. I'm not going to do that right now. I might could if I can get this out of here. I got it out of here once, but I don't know if I can get it out again. You gotta make sure you don't lose these parts and stuff like that. Got it out a minute ago. No, there we go. Okay, so I got the pin out. You gotta make sure you don't lose that pin, otherwise we'll get this back together. There is your float needle. See, it's pretty black on you. When they get black, you need to replace them, but I never did do this one because I don't use this carburetor. You have to line this up in this float to get it to go back in, because if you don't, it won't go in there right. So you gotta be very careful when that happens, which is very aggravating. You just have to do it a couple of times to get it to go just right. I think that, of course, no, I didn't. There we go. Now put that pin back in there that holds it together. I think that's wrong end. So you put that in there, that's what holds the float and the needle and everything on. So, like I said, you usually have to do that a couple times to get that to go in there correctly. So, the good thing about these carburetors, there's a drain plug right here, so you can drain out the, like if you get water and old gas in there or something, you can drain it out. But, yeah, this is your jet right here. This is like a bracket or something here, like, so there's supposed to be I just said what it was called a minute ago, and I hate when it happens, like a needle, not a needle, linkage, it's supposed to be linkage on here, but it's missing. So you can get one like something like this if you can, because these are like tough as nails. These brass floats are a lot better than these, but it's plastic junk you get nowadays. See, there's linkage right here. You see that going up in there. That's actually another, it's your governor in there. So if trash and stuff goes down in there, you're going to be in big trouble. And when I pressure wash this, you see it tore up the thing around the fuel line. That's supposed to keep that from heating up and causing a fire. So as you can see inside there's a lot of corrosion stuff in there. It needs to be blowed out of there. And I think this is your jet right here. It's been a while since I worked on one of these, so I can't exactly remember what that is. I think that's your jet right there. That's another governor, so you gotta make sure, like I said, you gotta make sure that nothing goes down in there, because that will cause the carburetor to surge. So, yeah, this was what I'm talking about. This is your drain plug, so you can drain like old gas or water or stuff out of there. And all your linkages are down in here. You gotta find a linkage for the top of that. There's that screw that's broke. Luckily I was able to get the top of this off. I happened to drill that out. But, so I got the Kunze motor on swisher that's got a broken bolt in the head right there. So if the head will come off without the having to drill that. If the head don't come, I can't get the head off without drilling that out. I'm gonna have to drill it out. So hopefully on this one I was lucky, so I didn't have to drill that out. And see, this is your fuel line right here. There's like another fuel line down here too somewhere. But when I first washed this, it cut it up, and as you can see, I'm gonna have to replace that. Pressure washer will cut through just about anything. But yeah, so you see the back here is actually fine. That's where the pressure washer didn't hit it, but it hit it all in the front here and toward this is your your reader hose right here too. So yeah, there's that thing I was talking about, the reader that where the valves are. I'm gonna have to take this muffler off to get to that screw down there, because I'm gonna have to, because the screw's right here, and I can't get a ratchet in there to get to it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take that off of there. Okay, so thank y'all for watching this video. If you like this video and want more like it, please hit like and subscribe and do all that kind of stuff, like on Facebook, Snapchat, all that, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Backwoods Boys.
Down to hell, drank from his glass and felt just fine. I asked him, where's that girl of mine? The devil just smiled and left me behind. I smiled back and finished my beer and said adios. I am shedding tears. Enjoy.